Hey,
Hi guys,
welcome back to the Thoughts We Share podcast. I'm Tinashe,
and I'm Nicole.
and today we're talking about seeking validation.
Yeah.
So we're starting with a big question. Why do people seek validation? Why do I bother myself with seeking validation?
Yep.
But to start off, we'll talk about what is seeking validation. What is validation really? Just to get us into the flow of things, Yeah.
Yeah, so validation is the ability to be able to recognize and accept your emotions, your thoughts, your experiences without needing approval from another person.
Okay. So seeking it would mean all those things, looking for it from outside and not from within.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I want to pose a question.
Yeah.
Why does seeking validation hold you back? Or in what ways does seeking validation hold you back?
I would say that if you're seeking validation, it's going to hold you back because you're waiting for that person to compliment you. You're waiting for them to tell you how great you are. You're waiting for them to tell you who you are, essentially, because your affirmations are not strong enough. It shows that you're lacking confidence, you're lacking self-worth, and you're lacking self-esteem. That's what it looks like to me, because you're waiting for the third party to tell you how to feel. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's basically just to feed your confidence or to feel like you're worthy.
Exactly.
I think a big example of that is in relationships. So when you're seeing someone and you have an outfit and you go for, does this outfit look good? This can be either with your partner, your best friend, your mom, your dad, whoever it is that you're close to, and you just look at them and say, hey, what do you think about my outfit? And then if their response is not as enthusiastic as you'd expect or what you'd like, it becomes an issue because, I mean, do you think I'm ugly?
Exactly.
I mean, what are you talking about? Like, be excited. I'm excited. Be excited.
Exactly. You start to go on a spiral, and
Yeah.
then you start to second guess, because when you put on that outfit, you felt great, but then the moment that person said something, you're not sure of it anymore.
Yeah.
You're not overthinking it. You're not downplaying what you thought about the situation because their opinion matters over yours.
Yeah.
That's basically seeking it externally.
Definitely.
The
approval matters more than your own value.
Exactly.
And going back to the dating one, I mean, that's a huge one, especially at our age where, you're trying to find the person of your dreams, your man, your lady, someone that's gonna rock your night, basically. And we go into these dates. I mean, I've done it 1,000 times before. It's only now where I'm trying to retrain my brain.
Yeah.
But where you go into a date and you say, oh, do they like me? And that becomes your point of view for the rest of the night.
Exactly.
Instead of walking in and thinking, do I like them? And trying to spot the things that fill your list of requirements.
Exactly.
Starting from zero and saying, no, I'm not going to fit into their mold. I am me. They will fit into my life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day as well, like if you're going to go on a date, you have to go as your full authentic self. So if you're gonna go as someone that's seeking validation from the person that you're on a date with, then you're gonna go with the mindset to impress them. So you're going there to impress them. So that's how sometimes it's easy to stop mirroring someone, because if you get there and you really like this person and you're like, okay, how can I impress this person? So now you're listening to this person. Well, I usually like a girl that's more natural. I like a girl that doesn't wear wigs, or maybe says I like girls that have their afro hair out. Now you'll naturally start to imitate and mirror that. Maybe he says I like a girl that likes to cook. You don't even like cooking.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna be like, okay, in order for me to attain him, in order for me to be the
With
girl
him.
he chooses, the girl he wants to be with, I now have to be all these things that I'm not, so he can approve me, which is not like real and authentic to who you are, which a lot of people struggle with. And I used to struggle with that as well. Like if I looked nice and on social media I post on my stories and everyone says I look nice, however the person that I wanted from the most, which is my partner at that time, if he didn't notice or if he didn't see it, I'll start overthinking and go on a spiral. Like, does it mean he doesn't like me anymore? What does he think? Is this not nice? And I ask my friends, do you guys like this picture? Is this nice? Should I take it down? And then it clicks. I'm seeking validation from
that
my
one
partner
particular person
to make myself feel good, because I can't feel good within myself.
But you have to think about why.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that's pushing you towards this seeking out of validation from this one particular person, this group of people, or whoever it is, really? And I think that's the biggest one. I mean, for me personally, I think it's a confidence thing. I just don't trust myself in my looks. So it's like I have to know that other people approve of me, and whether I'm being quirky and funky with my clothing, or I am being normal and, you know, just like everyone else, I need to know there's approval on both sides.
Exactly, not just your own. Because your own can't stand on its own.
Yeah, mine is not enough, basically. And I'm saying this from an honest point of view that I actually feel that way. Because what you're talking about, that I post pictures online, I'm just like, but if that one person doesn't see it, then does it all matter? You know, and then just trusting how they view me. And not myself. Also, just dating on a cultural standpoint. I mean, I have tattoos and my hair is orange and all. And I know what I struggled with the most when dating other people was thinking, why is this person with me? Like, I look unconventional. Are they doing it because I'm like not trusting the fact that they like me, but thinking maybe they're just interested to see what this weird looking person thinks. But even
what's different.
What's different. But even that commentary of myself right now, just seeing this weird little person, is unkind, you know, because why am I viewing myself in that way? You know,
that's
so
true.
It's food for thought. And I think that's a question that everyone should ask themselves when they notice or recognize those symptoms of seeking that validation. I mean, ask yourself, do you seek it? Do you ever make decisions by asking your friends, family, or other people around you, or even the internet, really, to make that decision for you, instead of you just doing it?
Yeah, actually, funny you should say. I will actually call you up on that, because when we were doing the promo for our podcast, when we initially announced it, so I posted on my story because I was like, oh my God, I'm so thrilled. I'm posting on my story. And I was just like, whatever they think. I mean, I did have a pause moment, like, oh my God, what are they going to think? Then I thought, but we're doing this for us, and I know my friends are going to be excited. Let me post it. That says Tina, on the other hand, she posted on a private story, close friend with 10 of us there. And what was your reason?
Because I know those people are gonna support me anyway, because they've shown me time and time again that they love what I do, me and my projects, and I have thousands, you know. But everyone else, like all the other people on my story, I don't know them. Well, I do to some capacity, but it's like this exposure thing of like, have I proved my worth? Do I really want to see, or do I want to know what people think of me?
Exactly.
And damn, why would you call me out like that? Okay,
had to, because we're having an honest conversation so that people can also relate to us, that we're still trying to figure ourselves out. I know, because I was just thinking to myself, like, it just clicked right now, and I was like, oh wow, like we literally just had like an experience like that. Literally. I guess obviously you're on the other side, and I was just thinking, but these are strangers, but yet you're like, I wonder what the stranger's gonna think. How are they gonna feel that we're doing this? Like, you're just overwhelming yourself, because then you think, okay, so what if they don't like it? Like you said, they're strangers. You know what I mean?
They are strangers.
They are strangers.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. Everything can be for everybody. And I think I'm trying to normalize that if you don't like my look, you don't like my style,
then that's
fair,
okay.
that's okay, but I like it. What do I feel about that style? How do I feel when I woke up? How do we feel when we do our content? Like, there's people that are gonna watch this and relate to us, and that's all that matters. For the people that don't, that's okay too, and it doesn't like devalue, or even if we got 2 views, obviously I know we would scream, but we're trying to practice being okay with the 2 views.
I think I'm okay with any amount of views. I feel the issue for me is my Instagram is so, this is me with my excuses, of course, but my Instagram is so curated in a way that it's my personal life, but then there's certain things that I put out there and certain things that I don't. So in my close friends list is the people that need to know what's happening in my life on a day-to-day basis, and they'll get fed that information. But everyone else is like, you only see me when I let you see me. You know, even though my page is public, it's like,
you see what I allow
you to see. It's like curated in that way. So it felt really big. And then on WhatsApp, I'm just incognito.
Exactly.
Like, no blue tick, no offline, no
nothing.
Last seen.
I'm just a person.
I'm a ghost.
I get
on
to
WhatsApp.
it when I get to it.
Like, even my profile picture, only a few people can see my profile picture. And the ones that see it, no. They don't even know that that's what's happening. Like, I'm a ghost.
Don't kill me.
But now that you say it, I should actually, like, expose myself. Because the one thing, it's about challenging yourself, really, and recognizing why you're doing that. Because I am putting value on other people, and I do that, really.
Yeah.
And
we're trying to work on that. And one of the other things as well that we were talking about earlier is, like, for instance, when you're seeking external validation, is like, if you're in a situation, could be with a family member, could be a romantic partner, could be your friends, and someone does something that's extremely hurtful to you, and how sometimes you want them to almost tell
to
you,
cure you,
exactly, to give you closure, to make you feel good. Like, unless he says I'm sorry, then I can't move forward. He has to say I'm sorry. He has to say I understand how that made you feel. When sometimes you're the only person that knows how hurtful, how hurtful that meant. You don't need that person that came and hurt you to tell you, yes, I hurt you.
I'm sorry. Let me console
Let
you.
me come in and console you. Because you want them to basically make you feel better instead of making yourself feel better. Like, oh my God, I felt horrible at this. Let me be compassionate to myself. Let me caress myself. Let me love on myself, regardless of whether that person takes accountability of that. Because if they never did, then you're just gonna constantly hold on to that pain.
Sister, you'll die.
It's not that serious.
It's not that deep, for real. Because, okay, I learned this in therapy anyway. Because I had this conversation with my therapist. Was like, but Tina, closure doesn't exist.
Yes.
Because what are you looking for there? Over there is pain. And I'm saying this in regard to relationships where you feel like, okay, that's too painful. I don't want anything to do with this person.
Toxic environment.
If that's your friend, go talk to your friend. Go talk to your sibling, whatever. But where you feel like, that's a pain point. That's painful. I don't know why they did it. I know I'm hurt. You don't need to go out there and say, well, but why did you do it though? Because you keep investigating, you'll never get the answer.
Exactly. Exactly. That is so true. That is actually so true. And I feel like when, as I was saying, when you experience pain and stuff, the fact that you have a level of expectation that that person would see you. And as I read this book that basically said that people can only meet you as far as they've met themselves. So that's you assuming that they're gonna pamper you and they're gonna embrace you and say I'm sorry. But what if they didn't? What if they didn't even, like, they don't feel like they owe you an apology? Then you're gonna carry that because they didn't free you. They didn't say I'm sorry so you can forgive them. But whereas if you're turning it back onto you and giving yourself power, you're saying I'm gonna forgive you, not for you, but I'm gonna forgive you for me. And how that's gonna make me feel. You don't have to say forgive me, then I feel great. I'm gonna forgive you for me.
Yeah, definitely. But obviously that's not an easy process to go through.
Step by step.
It's a step-by-step thing. But then Nicole read me this quote earlier by Nadra Zebion. Yeah.
So sorry.
When you give your home or build your home in other people, you give them the power to make you homeless.
Exactly.
And that's something that you need to really engrave in your brain. I've been hurt by many people before, and a lot of the times it's like you just want to be investigative, bro. You just want to be this journalist and just like
make it make sense.
Yeah, to make it make sense, which is a beautiful thing because that means your brain is working. You're analyzing, you're trying to connect the dots, problem solve. But like Nicole is saying, there's no home there for you.
Exactly.
That's painful. It's hot. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. You are worth you saying I feel pain. And this doesn't only apply in a painful situation. It can also be a happy situation. If you like something like a food or a jacket or something that you just really enjoy, and someone's opinion comes in and says, well, but that's not nice, then are you then going to stop doing it? You know how every start of the year, because we're at the beginning of the year now, every start of the year they always do this list of things I'm leaving in 2023, things I'm leaving in 2024, 2025. What if your favorite thing is on that list? If they say, oh, I'm leaving vanilla ice cream in 2024, are you going to stop eating it because it's not trending anymore? Why?
That is true. That is true. And I think it's important that you'd picture the things that you regard as value. It's, for instance, if you know what it is that you like and things that, for example, you want to leave behind or what you don't leave behind, things that you're excited about. If then someone that you care about or someone that you care about their opinion,
that you hold to a higher regard.
A higher regard, yes. If they come to you and say, well, I don't think that's a cool thing to do, then it says if you're seeking validation from other people, then you'll start to lose value for the things that you see as valuable for as long as they don't see it as valuable, because you're like, but this person I see as a higher regard doesn't think this is valuable. Well, my mom doesn't support me with this, then maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I shouldn't chase this dream. Maybe they said, oh, I don't think you'll be good enough to do this. I don't think you'll be able to pursue that. I remember when I moved to the UK, they basically said, well, I think I initially wanted to be a lawyer. And they basically said, oh, you can't be a lawyer because Black people in the UK don't make it out as lawyers. So you should do nursing. That's like every majority of every Zimbabwean parent's dream, you to do nursing and being a doctor. And I feel like because I was seeking validation, like they said if I don't do this, I won't. They said, and I ended up doing sciences. I mean, I didn't become a doctor or anything, but I mean, I'm happy that I did it. But would I have made the same decision then if I
not thinking about them?
Exactly. If I looked for what I thought I was good at, like I think I can do it, because I still look back into like 5 years later and I'm still convinced that I could have done it. There wouldn't have been anyone better for the job. But obviously I didn't know then what I know now. I didn't trust myself. Exactly. That's why it's so important to find confidence within yourself and seek value within yourself as well.
Definitely. Because how much do you trust yourself?
Exactly.
Can you rely on yourself? And a lot of the times it's, you don't trust yourself because you disappoint yourself. And this is not even a shame type of conversation. It's an honest and just being true, because I disappoint myself a lot. And it's like, well, it's fine. I'm tired anyway. I don't want to do it. And then you don't do the thing that you promised yourself you would do, whether that's getting up early or eating better, drinking more water, going to the gym, whatever goal you have set for the day or for the next day, and then you don't do it, you're losing even more faith in
yourself.
Yeah. So those small decisions that you make actually build the trust and the confidence in yourself. But because you see other people and you're like, well, I guess I don't really know anything. What can I say? What can I contribute to this conversation or any productive thing that's happening? And then you end up just saying,
you've counted yourself out, basically. Like you're like, what can I say? What can I bring to the table? Because you think everyone else around you brings more to the table. Like I think they're smart. Maybe I should listen to them. But your voice matters too, and you're smart too.
You are smart, exactly. And you need to tell yourself that you are. But ask yourself these questions. 1, do I trust myself? Do I make decisions for me? Do I let other people's voices win? And then why am I seeking external validation? Yeah.
Those are very, 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 very good points. So if we're like, I guess, flipping the coin and giving tips on what's worked for you in terms of like, okay, so I used to seek validation externally, but now I'm trying to work on seeking validation internally. How do I do that? Like, what's a tip that you'd give somebody?
Okay, so for me, what I'm doing now, because I'm definitely on this journey, I really want to let that thing go. I'm tired of being someone else's puppet.
Amen.
So for me, it's starting by making small decisions on a daily basis. I know that for me, going to the gym is like big goal, right? But I need to break that down, because going to the gym will intimidate me. I'll get overwhelmed and I'm just like, quit. But what things can I do inside? So I've decided to eat breakfast more regularly, because I usually just go to work and skip the whole thing. but that's because I can't decide what to eat. And decided tomorrow I want to make myself French toast when I wake up, and get up, do it, and I'm done. But not only that, and then to celebrate that achievement and put it down. If I write it down, then I know it's true. So I'm taking this as how I would take myself in an office or a corporate space where I have to, at the end of the month, show all my achievements and show that I'm a valuable asset in the business.
Yeah, that's
I'm a valuable asset in my life.
Yes.
So if I put it down and say, Tina, today, 11 January, I woke up, I made myself French toast and I ate it comfortably, woke up early, and then took a shower, took the bus instead of rushing in an Uber and all.
That's true.
I've prepared myself to show myself that I can do things for me.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I actually like that. I love that. I would say that the best way to seek validation internally is embracing who you are and all your abilities and your qualities. So for me, that looks like writing down, literally physically writing it down, the things that I know I'm good at.
Yeah.
Maybe I could say I'm good in math, I'm good in this, or even my achievements as well. Like I've graduated this year, I've done that, I'm good at speaking to people, I've started a podcast, and it paints a big picture and builds confidence, because sometimes when you're just sitting at home trying to think, it's hard to think of your achievements until you actually see it on paper, like when you physically see a visual representations of the things that you've done. And in that way you'd be able to build confidence, which then builds like self-assurance, and then you start to love on yourself. Like then you start to know like, wow, I'm good at this, like I'm amazing at this. And also remembering that you're not in any obligation to change for anybody, to reinvent yourself for anybody. This is me, take it or leave it. But obviously I mean like the positive stuff. I'm not saying this is me whilst you're toxic. I'm saying like the best parts of yourself. This is me, take it or leave it, because the best version of you is you.
Yeah.
So I would say do that. And also write about the things that you want the love of your life to do, or your family member or your friends, and think about how that would make you feel like internally, and then in turn do it for yourself. And make yourself feel like that, and set a standard and say, wow, this is the standard that I want for myself, and anything less than that, you'll know that I'm above that, because I know I can do this for myself. I can offer myself that love. So if you don't do all these things, then you're expecting that person to offer that love to you.
So, one of the things that I want from the love of my life is to get flowers. And I was just talking about this with Nicole, that I've never received flowers from a partner. And I've never bought myself flowers either. So how can I expect that from someone else when I can't do that for myself? And it's a big, slap in the face to realize that I want to be treated a certain way, but do I treat myself the way that I want to be treated? Is that the luxury I give myself? And it's very important to ask yourself those questions and also analyze. Like, just sit down with yourself, take some time, just some quiet time, and really think about what you want. If it's flowers, if it's chocolate, if it's time. Are you giving yourself those things? What chocolate do you even like? What flowers do you even like? Explore those things. Explore you, because you're important. You deserve that time. To piggyback on that is the dating time, right? Most of the time we ask the question, do they like me? I've asked this question. You've asked this question.
Yep.
We all ask this question. Oh, what do you think? Do they like me? Do they like me? Hey, my girl, do you like them?
Do you like yourself?
That's
the biggest question.
Do you like yourself? 1. 2, do you like them? So when you leave your house and you go on this date, or you're talking to this person and they're giving you good signals and all, try and come back, from this haze of love and this thing of, do they like me? Do they see me? How do I look? How I the me, the self. Try and escape that topic and be present, observe your environment.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I talking to? What are they talking about? Does this align with things that I like?
Your values. Mm-hmm.
Is it things that I don't know about?
Mm-hmm.
Am I curious about those things? Is this a conversation I'd like to engage in further? Yes or no? How can I escape the situation? Do I even like their face, really?
That's true.
What benefit are they giving me? So once you have that list of like, these are the things that I require in my life, these are the conversations I want to have, like just boil it down, like type it all down, write it all down. Then you can be able to discern a situation where if you're not getting those things, then you can say, actually, this person is not for me, whether that's friendship, relationship, business, work, school. Feel it out, but don't think about me, because to be honest, you can enter a room and there's 10 people in there and you're really concerned about how you look personally and how other people are perceiving you. But trust me when I say everybody's thinking about themselves. Nobody's thinking about you. And no shade, you're not that important.
Selfish thoughts.
Yeah, it's a selfish thoughts. And I read that in The Courage to Be Disliked, where majority of the book is about self-help, but how to escape this thing of my life, I am suffering, right? That the suffering sometimes is caused from within, that you enter these rooms and you feel like everyone is looking at me, and then you start hyper analyzing yourself. You want to look in the mirror, you want to check your teeth, you want to check how your outfit looks and fits and sits, if it sits in the right position, or if your conversations are going well with the people in the room, forgetting that everybody is dealing with their own stuff. Everybody has a life and everybody's not thinking about you, and once you escape that thing, just watch how better your quality of life becomes.
Exactly.
Because you become more present, you start observing things, and you can have conversations about things that you're actually seeing instead of thinking about you.
That is so true. And we were actually having this conversation earlier where, like, in summer, when you've got makeup on and then it's like, let's say it's 26 degrees, it's like scorching hot outside, and then you have a sweaty face and you're panicking like, oh my god, my makeup is melting. Of course it's melting. Like, it's literally 26 degrees.
How do you expect to have a matte face in hot
Exactly.
weather?
So it's just one of those things. Now you're thinking like, are they gonna think my face is everyone's gonna think my face, my makeup's not looking great.
My wig is lifting.
Exactly. What are they gonna think? What are they gonna think?
For real, everybody's wig is lifting. Like, it's not that deep.
It's literally scorching hot out there. And I learned that the best way to learn how to be confident, which then obviously pours into self-validation, is by holding yourself accountable. So they said, like, for instance, if you say to yourself, well, I want to set this task for myself, I want to read a book by the end of the month, or I want to take myself this place by the end of the month, and you see it through, then you start to hold yourself accountable, and then you feel confident within yourself. However, if you don't do that, it means that, like, then if the next person comes in and they don't do it for you, you're gonna understand, because you're leaving leeway for yourself. You're gonna understand, like, okay, well, maybe they couldn't do it because maybe I don't really deserve it, maybe I deserve it next year. Okay, fine, me. Now you're gonna, like, when it stems from, like, the things and qualities that you want, let's say, like I've said, when you've made that list of, you expect flowers from your partner, because you don't get the flowers for yourself, you're gonna understand, like, but I've never even got flowers for myself. Hey, you will get around to it at some point. So when you are very strict with your expectations, especially like going out, seeing what you like, what you don't like, trying out hobbies, seeing what you don't like, and then seeing it through, that's how you become, like, more confident with yourself and more reassured in what you like, and you're
not
validated.
Just taking anything
for the sake of just taking it because someone's giving it to you.
And this also goes back to that pain thing, that just because somebody's giving you pain and that's the person in your vicinity doesn't mean you need to accept that.
Exactly.
And there's more out there. Once you start loving yourself, you start seeing, like I was saying earlier, the better quality of life that exists for you, because you know what you deserve, and your life becomes better because that's all you're focused on.
That is true. Yeah. And I would say that, I mean, an important takeaway for everybody is to remember that it's okay if you're the only person that said, I love you, or the only person that said, you know what, Nicole, you're beautiful. If I'm the only person that said that to myself, and I'm the only person that's seen myself today, that's okay.
That's okay.
Because at the end of the day, like, the first person you need to be truly in love with is yourself, because that's the longest relationship with yourself. So sometimes your friends, they have, like she said, they have so much going on. Maybe your partner didn't notice because there's so much going on. So if you're still waiting for them to tell you, to make you feel good, sometimes you wait forever and nothing's coming. So does this mean you won't feel good? So if you practice in the mirror every day, I'm beautiful, I'm amazing. I have a vision board. So when I wake up in the morning, I look at my vision board and say, this is where I'm going. I'm going there. This is what your life is going to look like. And the more I do that, the more I start to believe it and tap into that, like, wow, this is what my life is going to look like. So I will exude self-confidence. I'll exude a self-assurance and know that, like, I can do this.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Definitely. And I saw this TikTok video where this girl was talking about how to learn how to love yourself and how to speak to yourself like the love of your life. Where she took a hand mirror or a mirror and she started speaking to herself. So my name is Tinaisha, right? And I said, Tinaisha, I'm in love with you. I love you. You're so beautiful. I love your eyes. I love your smile. You do so much for the world. You do so much for you. You take care of yourself. And she was just feeding herself these affirmations. And she said at first it's uncomfortable because what are you doing? You know, but every new thing is uncomfortable. The goal is the most important thing. I want to be someone that loves herself and feeds herself this beauty and this beautiful life. That first step is picking up that mirror and telling myself that I am the love of my life and I'm the most beautiful thing that ever existed on this earth.
Amen.
Full stop.
Exactly.
And carrying yourself forward and see how that transforms you, and then also keeping a record of how you feel, those emotions, because when you keep track, you see your progress.
Yes.
All those progress, journaling, those progress pictures, just writing your mood, like picking up your notebook on your phone and putting a smiley face next to the date. That shows how your mood has progressed. If you're sad tomorrow, you put a sad face, and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow again. And just tracking that, you're able to reflect and see how beautifully you've progressed and seeing how linear it is or how, wishy-washy it is as well, because you matter and it's important to see those things. So if you treat your life like you are at work, because at work you have to prove yourself.
Exactly.
Right? If you treat your life that way, you start seeing the beauty that you have.
And the best part about that is you're doing this for you. You're holding yourself to a standard for you, not anyone's standard, your standard that you set for yourself, not something that someone set for you. So you start to see your achievements, where you're improving, and that's like instant gratification, because you're just like, wow, I'm really doing well. And it starts to motivate you in other things and areas that if anyone came and told you that, I actually don't think you look nice in orange hair,
I can say,
you've lived and breathed orange hair and you think you're the sassiest and the coolest person. To be fair, I always tell her, like, she's the coolest person I know. I don't know if she believes that or not, but like, I bet you, like, you're so cool. You look cool.
I feel cool, but then I do feel insecure, like everybody.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But the main part is you're a cool girl.
I'm a cool person.
So if anyone ever came and said you're uncool, I know for a fact that's a lie.
I'll say they're lying to me, because who are you talking about? Excuse you. But it doesn't even matter what they say. I wouldn't even challenge their thought and say, no, I am cool, because I don't have to prove myself to them. I know me. I know the things I do, and so that's where you need to stand. Stand on you.
Yes.
Ma'am, put you forward. Get a grip.
Bet on yourself. Yeah, we're on this wake up series this year. Like, we literally said we need to wake up.
You need to wake up because you matter. Yeah, you matter.
I matter. You matter too.
I matter too. Exactly. We do matter.
We all matter. You matter too, the one that's watching. Exactly. And for all my Christian people, I would say that the best way I've been able to seek self-validation within this year is reading the Bible and seeing what God thinks about me, like what he says about me, how he has compassion for me and thinks I'm this amazing person that he knew before, like, I even knew myself, and that he has a purpose for me out there. And if I could just focus on intimacy with him, then I could tap into the fullness of who I am and just rest in him and just know, wow, I have someone that's pampering me, someone that thinks I'm great, someone that like loves on me. Even if I make a mistake, it's just like, okay, Nicole, you made a mistake. He's always ready to embrace me because God is love. So if you have God's love, you can love yourself. because you know how he's loved you. And I think that's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
So I would just say that if you're feeling down or you're not feeling that great, just know that God literally said, I made you in my own image, and you're amazing. You're like a
Yeah.
one of a kind. It's so beautiful. Like
Yeah.
so beautiful.
You
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I love that.
I love that too.
Nice chat. Guys,
Okay.
I hope you were touched like we were touched. We're gonna run down the points again, just to summarize it if you made it this far.
Okay.
So we just said the tips that would give in terms of like how you can seek validation externally. I talked about embracing who you are, your qualities, maybe writing it down on paper, seeing like what you're good at, what maybe you're not good at as well, so you can just see where you can improve. Take time on yourself, write down the things that you want for yourself. Maybe you want to take yourself for dinner, want to take yourself to cinema, buy yourself roses, and set a standard for yourself, because then in turn you'll be able to build like self-assurance, because you're sure about things that you like and who you are and what you expect. And that's like a very good tip in how to grow self-love, and telling yourself that you love yourself every single day. Like, I love you, you're great, you're amazing.
And also start making small decisions and then celebrating those small achievements, and then writing down or giving yourself a little sticker for all the achievements that you've made.
Real.
And then to prove to yourself that you actually matter and you do listen to yourself. And that in turn influences how other people will treat you as well, because they see the standard you set for yourself, and nothing can come below that, you know? So, yeah, once again, I'm Tinashe.
And I'm Nicole.
Thank you for watching.
Catch you guys next time.